on, let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see, a big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi everybody, and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker, and we've got a wonderful show for you today. I had a very interesting experience recently. I went to an art show in Norman and to meet a friend of mine, and he was displaying his wares. I looked around the corner and happened to see a rather famous artist that I had known his work but had never met him. His name is Reian Williams, and I just couldn't stand it. I had to go over there and talk with him, and we took a little video of his work. Watch this. The wolf, the ancestors of all of our dogs. How beautiful. This creature has such style, and everything that is characteristic about these animals have been transferred to our dogs. And the whole species has evolved to be a working partner for us. How are you?
Good, I'm good.
Reian Williams, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Pat. Thank you.
I've always been such a fan of yours. And your style, as with this dog, your style to me is more of an old master's kind of style.
Thank
Would
you.
you say that?
I would say that. That's a lot of my influences, is a lot of the old masters.
And of course, the old masters is probably the most difficult because it is definitive. You are virtually making a portrait.
Exactly.
It could not be better if you took a picture.
Thank you, thank you.
And I love this kind of art more than I do just a picture because you make it real. Every one of the characters that I see that you have descriptively drawn, and of course you work in oils, which I absolutely adore.
Thank you.
Every one of them is so definitive. Every one of them is so alive. Every one of them has a soul to me. I can see the soul, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that.
You're not alone, and that's my goal, is to convey the emotions and the thoughts of the subject to the viewer.
Which you do, absolutely. And now you are in Oklahoma.
I'm in Oklahoma.
And you live in Edmond, I understand?
I live in Edmond. We just moved to Edmond recently and
well,
traveled
welcome,
abroad
for
as well.
goodness sakes. I live in Edmond too. How handy for me.
Thank you.
I can view these all the time.
All the time.
Oh, so let me ask you. I know when I first met you, you were painting, or I saw some paintings of greyhounds, which is one of my favorite breeds. How excellent. And
Thank
this
you.
was at a rescue. So they were put up for auction and someone bought them, and the proceeds went to this particular rescue, which is so generous of you. So when you paint one of these, some of them are Asian. Have you ever been to a country like that?
I've done some traveling as well, and I as well have some friends that are photographers that travel to different places.
How perfect is that? I started to say, because you do capture the souls of these people in these foreign countries, and I'm astounded. I'm blown away by that.
Thank you.
But of course, my personal interest is
The wolf.
in these kind of animals, yes. And the ancestors of which, as I say, are so perfect for the species that we have created to work with us. So are you having any more feelings about painting more dogs?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And the dogs that I do paint seem to go very fast. So
Yeah, so I have noticed that every time I want to see one, every time I hear that you've done one, it's gone.
yeah.
Which is, of course, a tribute to your successful, style and everything that you do. So we want to thank you for coming to Oklahoma.
Thank you very much.
I'm overwhelmed. We all are. I just can't believe that we have an artist who's as young as you, who paints like an old master's, combination of which you can't beat.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, my dear, and welcome, for goodness
Pleasure,
sakes.
Pat. Thank you very much.
Ryan, I am so thrilled. I'm so honored that you are here.
Thank you very much for having me, Pat.
Oh gosh, it is, I am almost speechless, which for me is pretty hard. But the fact of the matter is that I just love your work. I am so, it just brings me in. Every time one of these paintings that I see, I feel that I'm a part of it. And that may be the ultimate compliment, maybe.
It is. I try to focus on getting the emotion from the painting to the viewer.
Yeah, how do you do that?
A lot in the eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes say everything.
Yeah. So the animals who you have painted, you have seen what pictures are in reality. What is it?
In pictures and reality, it's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
So you view them and you look at them and you absorb the feel that they have.
Exactly.
You know, and it sounds so esoteric to talk about it, but it really does have value for some reason or another. And as I have referred to when I first saw you, you know, I was just aghast, you know, that you were there and that we were so lucky to have you. It's just, to me, remarkable. It's like, as I say, an old master's technique. Is that your training? What is that, just instinctive or what?
I am self-taught, but that's what I gravitate towards, is more of the old master's technique and glazing and that style of painting.
Yeah, so these are portraits. They are portraits of the souls of these dogs. And I just, as I say, I'm overwhelmed. And of course, what drove me over there when I saw you at the art show, I spotted the wolf first.
Yes.
You know, I went, oh, there's a wolf. And then I went, oh my gosh, it's Reian Williams. So I am so thrilled. So you've been back in town for a very short time.
Almost a little over a year.
Little over a year. So now, what are your plans? How can we find you? How can we get these paintings?
Well, I have a website. It's kunstlerstudios.com. And then I'll be at the various art shows as well.
Yes, so, well, you must tell us where you're going to be so that we can relay that message, because everyone ought to be able, if they can't afford a beautiful painting like this, they can at least view it and absorb it, you know. Oh,
absolutely.
It is so wonderful. I just am so grateful.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, because this is a legacy for each of these dogs, to have a portrait especially of your dog. And will you be exhibiting some of them at the rescues and what have you?
At the rescues, I like to donate a lot to the rescues as well.
That's excellent, excellent. Well, welcome, my friend. You are just so genuinely of value to all of us.
Thank you very much, Pat. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to view the blessing of the animals.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
So, this is Devonisson. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
And you are with St. Luke's?
Yes.
And is it every year that you have a blessing?
Yes. We just had our second annual pet blessing.
Well, tell me about this. How did you make the decision to do this? If this is just the second time, right?
Well, it started with we did a, what am I trying to say? I already messed up. Revitalization? Is that the word? Okay.
Revitalization, I'll take that.
Okay. The pet ministry had a revitalization in June of 2014 of the pet ministry. And so since then we've been doing all kinds of fun things that I'll get into. But one of those things is hosting a pet blessing.
So tell me where St. Luke's is located.
It is located downtown at 14th and Robinson. Mm-hmm. We take up an entire block. We're quite large.
I know that. I know
but we're beautiful too. So.
I went down there to a wedding one time, and I had a hard time. It's like the catacombs. You have to kind of find your way. It's not in this building, Miss Wallace. It's over there. Mm-hmm. So I had to go around and everything, but it's beautiful. The structure is beautiful. The facility is so well made and so well organized. So with the dog thing, so you kind of talked about getting people stimulated as far as having the human feel, and that, of course, the dogs bring that out. So was that part of the revitalization as you're talking about?
Yes. So what we decided to do was recreate this ministry that had been there previously as a way for people of all ages to come together and just celebrate the human-animal bond.
Which of course you're in the right place for that. We know all about that, don't we? Ted has got a dog too. His name is Duke.
Yeah. Now, what goes on at one of these blessings? Can you describe what the feeling
well,
is?
you know what?
Sure.
I will show you.
Oh,
because
okay. I jumped ahead.
We did a video on that. Let's see it.
We are celebrating our second annual pet blessing. We have so many different activities going on. We have our actual blessing done by Reverend Linda Brinkworth.
All right, Miss Demi. So are you kind of bored with all and made that little
Oh my gosh, I think animals are just critical. I think it's a way that we can give and receive love that some people never have the opportunity to receive any other way. And then they, on the other hand, will also help their people with those times of feeling lonesome, or maybe when they're inactive, a pet will help someone get up and get out. Those that have dogs after an injury, they've still got to take that dog for a walk, and we have many in our church that are elderly who have animals that depend on them. Helps them feel better in the long run too. I think animals are just terrific. All of them, from the littlest ones to the biggest ones we have on our planet.
There you go. Stay. She's like, there's so much interesting stuff going on.
Casey blesses a lot of other people. She's a certified therapy dog, and we came last year to the first pet blessing here, and it was right before she was going to take her therapy dog test, and I was really worried to pass that test. A week or two later, we passed the test, and so just coming back today is in celebration of all she has done this last year as a therapy dog, and to be blessed for her continued therapy that she provides for people.
You can take a picture with your pet with actually Reverend Brinkworth's son, who is dressed up as St. Francis today, and he came back this year to do that because so many people loved him as St. Francis. And then we added some activities this year. You can paint with your pet, as well as get some obedience tips, put your pets in costumes, and talk to our two nonprofits, a pet food pantry and a New Leash on Life.
I'm just gonna make a mess. I know.
It's a good feeling. I mean, you feel like you're doing something that's special, you know. you see people that bring in their sick dogs, you know, and they may not be around for another week or two. And they want Linda to put her hands on them. And it's, you see that, and it's like, you know, that's a very special thing to those people.
So you can see what I'm talking about,
Yes, I
Ted.
understand
Was
now.
that wonderful?
Absolutely.
I mean, it is just, I thought it was so well done. And,
Thank you.
and to have the St. Francis of Assisi's person there, that was great. Was that your idea?
Well, I can't take all the credit because we have an incredible group of people that have so many wonderful ideas, and I really just tap into their passions and their ideas and go with it.
So anybody can go, and
Yes.
you advertise it at the church, and anyone from in the general public can go. You can
Yes.
take Duke there
Absolutely.
and get him blessed and everything. He would love that. I think he would.
Come next year.
Come next
Deal.
year. So when's it going to be next year? The exact same time, or have you selected a date?
We are a state who loves football.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to schedule our date, but we look at the OSU and OU schedules and kind of go around that. But we do try to keep it within the month of October because that is the month of St. Francis of Assisi's birthday.
Exactly, that is
So-
when it happens. And I think there are a lot of churches across the state who do that, who celebrate it. We at one time went to 2 or 3 churches and videoed them doing it. It is just such a wonderful thing. The dogs come in, there's no fighting, there's no, you know, all of a sudden it's kind of an aura, a spiritual thing, and they seem to understand.
They do, it's so peaceful. And
It is so
everyone's
peaceful.
so happy, and
I
it's
know.
a great
And
event.
you come together as a family, the dog is a part of the family, and that's so important, Pat.
It is so important. It really is. Well, we thank you so much, Devin, for coming down and talking
you.
about it. And next year, let's do another one because I think you guys do it really, really well.
Thank you, it's a lot of
No.
fun.
Duke on scene with a GoPro on his head.
We can do that. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, I think you guys have a little something to show us with
Oh,
the
I got something to
Westminster
show
Ghost Run thing. That was kind of interesting, so we'll see that.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Each year, a shelter of this size houses 140 animals, each of them lost, abandoned, or surrendered by their owners. If the parents of these animals had been spayed or neutered, this shelter would be empty today. There are lots of reasons people don't spay or neuter their pets. They think it costs too much, and yet there are so many low-cost spay and neuter clinics that can help you afford to do the right thing. People think they can make money breeding their dogs. They soon find out that they lose money. Breeding should be left to professionals, whose mission is to improve their breed of dog. Some people just keep putting it off. Then one day, their female gets out of the yard and is accidentally bred. How sad.
I've just adopted this big guy right here, and I'm gonna name him Bruno. Bruno's heartworm tested, rabies vaccinated, and he's been neutered, which is gonna prevent potential medical issues. Plus, he's gonna stray less, he's gonna mark his territory less, and he's gonna be the same old dog. Neutering makes sense.
Some of the animals here today will be adopted by families who are willing to take responsibility of their care and make them a loving part of their family. But in some shelters, healthy, innocent pets like those will die simply because of overcrowding.
People who don't spay and neuter their pets are contributing to this problem. Please, tell your friends and neighbors.
Help us spread the word.
So I understand that you guys went to an event, and tell me about that, Janice. Was that fun?
It was a lot of fun. We went to the Weimaraner Ghost Run. It was at Stars and Stripes Park, and there was a lot of runners, there was a lot of costume contests, and a lot of vendors. Dog Talk was there. And yeah, some good stuff.
So yeah, and so tell me, were there a lot of participants this year? Because I was not able to go, and I'm so appreciative that you did.
Oh, I thought I saw you running.
No, didn't run.
Yes, there was a good amount of participants. People were walking, they were running. We interviewed a lady that could do neither, and she was in her wheelchair, and her dog was escorting her down the finish line.
How
so
wonderful
everybody
that is.
was able to participate.
That's awesome.
So did they have as many different breeds as they do every year?
Oh gosh, I mean little, big, fat, small, tiny, huge, all kinds of dogs were out there.
So I know the distance that is covered and everything, and so it's not an easy task, and I understand that most of those guys who take it very seriously actually practice with their dogs and get their dogs, in shape for doing that.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, because they do it. There are a lot of runs, a lot of the different rescues do that to raise funds as an event. So a lot of them participate in each one of those. So the dogs have to be in darn good shape in order to do that. So did you see any dog as big as Duke?
Oh, I saw dogs bigger than
Bigger
Duke.
than Duke?
2 times Duke's size.
What breed?
One was a Mastiff, and the other was a full-blood Great Dane.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of looked like a Dalmatian. It was white and black.
A Harlequin, yes.
Yes.
I used to have a Harlequin Dane, fantastic.
Harlequin.
The thing that concerns me a little bit is that they are breeding them larger and larger and larger. And
the bigger the better?
well, I don't think so in this instance, because structurally it puts a little pressure here and there. But and it's more difficult if a dog is adopted, if they surrender one of those of that size. What chance does it have of finding another person with a dog that is, stands that tall?
Plus, it's scary when they jump up on you and they're taller than you.
Some of them very definitely are, if they are on their hind legs and do that. So did they have a lot of gifts and things?
You could purchase some things. There were some vendors that were selling certain things. There was a kitty moon, one of those moon bouncing things where you go in there and bounce around.
Okay.
I was kicked off. But it was a lot of fun anyways.
Yeah, so they had auction items and they had things like that. Did they have costume contests or anything?
We did have a costume contest.
Oh, man.
There were probably 30 or so entries in the costume contest.
No kidding,
Yeah.
no kidding.
It was a lot of fun.
Who judged that this year?
There were a couple of queens, actually, some beauty queens.
Some pageant queens.
Yes,
That. Oh,
yeah,
excellent.
exactly.
Let me guess the Golden Retriever one. They always do. It's always first place.
You're just biased.
Yes, absolutely biased. He loves Golden Retrievers.
I do.
So it really sounds like a terrific event. So you did get some video on that.
Yes, and I interviewed one of the walker runners. She was unable to do either, but she was in a wheelchair and her dog escorted her down the finish line, so we were able to talk with her.
Yeah, you had mentioned that. I am so eager. Can we see that?
Sure.
All right.
Let's do it.
This is the Ghost Runners 5K. This is our 6th annual event. It's for Heartland Weimaraner Rescue. This is one of the biggest events of the year, obviously, for us. We have a lot of runners and people that come out and just want to participate in the event and bring their dogs out and have a good time.
A beautiful day to run, walk, and even ride to the finish line in support of a local rescue.
We got done with the 5K 30 minutes. Sassy is my service dog, and she helps me out with making sure that not just with the 5Ks, because I cannot do the 5K myself, but she runs with me, and we do 5Ks on every single time together.
A great event to support all kinds of dogs with something for everyone.
We've got tons of different rescues here, so you can come out and check the different breeds. We don't have just Weimaraners. We've got labs, we've got mixes, we've got them all. And then we also have some vendor booths as well that have different things to come check out. We've got a kids zone with a moon bounce, face painting, all kinds of fun stuff.
This National Elegant Misses says even if you miss the event, you can always help out.
And I would like to encourage everybody that can to try to at least take some kind of pet food over to Pet Pantry so that we can help out with the seniors and the disabled.
Mark your calendars. Next year will be bigger and better.
We always host it in late October. So we typically start promoting the event around April. You can check the Facebook page, which is Heartland Weimaraner Rescue, or specifically Ghost Runners 5K Dog Run on Facebook. So as soon as we set the next date for next year, we'll start posting everything out there.
Pretty dadgum good.
Awesome.
I am so impressed. What a fun time.
It was a really fun time, and like she said, the importance of the pet food pantry. If you are unable to get out there and participate in these events, there's definitely ways you can give back if you're unable to adopt a dog yourself by giving back to the pet food pantry.
And of course the Weimaraner group, the rescue itself, there are so many beautiful dogs out there. Weimaraners are sensational dogs, great family dogs, and the ones that are adopted, it breaks my heart because I don't know how anybody could surrender one.
And they're very fast. I did challenge one to a foot race and I lost.
Well, they are fast. They're built that way, very square, very strong. So
they're very pretty, but hard to pronounce. Weimaraner.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I think that's easy. See, for me, easy, for you, difficult. So I understand that we're going to move to a new time?
We are, starting in January. Dog Talk is moving from 11:30 right here on KAUT. We're moving up a little bit and going to 8 a.m. to be in line with some of those kid-friendly educational programs. We're right after a great animal show, so you'll be able to catch us and see some of the other great programs that are on KAUT.
Yeah, and I am so pleased because it's that early in the morning. They're having breakfast. They've got time to sit down and watch it, and so I'm so pleased. As Ted and I said, I think we just got a bonus there.
Right, a bowl of cereal and a bowl of knowledge.
Oh, very
my gosh, did I just coin that? Is that our new slogan? No.
I'm not too sure. We've had a great time today, folks. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and we remember that we are on every week. Now we're going to be on as of January at 8 o'clock. Hope that you will watch. Hope that you get something from it. We try hard, don't we?
Right,
we work
right.
so hard for that.
And this time of year, remember your rescues. It is the season.
This is the season, guys. Please do remember.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye. See ya.
Dogs. We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging hole, thing like that. Dogs. Talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs. Just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs, talking about dogs. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. You say they were angels sent from above, then a year or two later you fell out of love. You dumped them, man, and kicked them out. Now what the heck was that about? Dogs. We're talking about dogs. Dogs, them poor little dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about a little dog, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging the hole, things like that. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs.